Last year, Crankbrothers released their synthesis line of carbon wheels, which were touted as the first tuned wheel system. So the general concept was that the front wheel was compliant to maximize traction, while the back wheel was stiffer for added control, particularly in corner situations. Now that's all well and good, but that wheel set started at $1,700 and went all the way up to $2,400 with i9 hubs. Now that's well into the dream wheel set category for most people. But what if I told you that you can now get virtually all of the benefits of that carbon version for less than half the price? This year, Crankbrothers are announcing a more affordable alloy version of their synthesis wheel set. The Enduro version with Crankbrothers hub starts at $599, while the i9 version that I tested will set you back $799. And just like the carbon versions, these are front and rear optimized. So the front wheel is 2mm wider internally to give you a little more of that traction optimized tire profile. The front wheel also has less spokes with thinner gauge and less tension. Again, the idea is to be more compliant in the front and stiffer out back. And as I mentioned earlier, the wheel set I'm testing has i9's new 101 hubs, which are technically a step down than their top-end Hydras. But I have to say, these hubs are phenomenal. Plenty of engagement and just as good as anything I've tried from i9. Aesthetics are subjective, but personally speaking, these wheels are definitely easy on the eyes. The smooth profile of the rim can easily be mistaken for carbon, and the machine finish around the Crankbrothers logo is a really nice detail. There's a simplistic elegance to the design that's consistent with other Crankbrothers products. But that's not what you came for. You're wondering how these wheels ride. I only have a few rides on them so far, but I'm starting to think Crankbrothers might actually be onto something here. What I noticed immediately was that stiffer wheel out back, which felt almost, dare I say, carbon-like. And just like a carbon wheel, there's a tad more feedback from the trail, but you get that added precision when you're pushing in the corners. The difference in the front was less noticeable, and perhaps that's exactly the point, as I didn't have to think about it, as it didn't feel vague or chattery, and I could focus on the obstacles ahead. I don't have enough rides on them to speak about durability, but I can say that I banged them pretty hard a few times and they're still holding true. Oh! So what would I like to see improved? Well, in terms of weight, they're not the lightest wheel set out there, but they're competitive in this category. It seems most of the weight is coming from that stiffer rear wheel. Other than that, really isn't much to complain about. The simple fact that most of us run different tire pressures front and rear sort of validates Crankbrothers' idea that a tuned wheel system makes sense. And when you consider that tuning spoke tension has been a long-time racer trick, it tells me they're definitely onto something here. Sure, you can build your own tuned wheel set from scratch, but if you're looking for something off the shelf that rides as well as it looks, then these Crankbrothers synthesis wheels are definitely worth a look. Hope you enjoyed this first look, and we'll see you guys on the next one.